Thanks, Mark. A boy wakes up with no recollection of who he is and only one possession, a Henry David Thoreau book. He sets out on a mission to find his identity in Cal Armistead's debut young adult novel, Being Henry David. Our own Becky Anderson sits down with Armistead in this week's edition of Authors Revealed.
Welcome to Authors Revealed. I'm Becky Anderson. We have a former Naperville resident who's written her first young adult novel. It's called Being Henry David, and Naperville's in this book too. So where did the seed, the inspiration, that little thing that got you thinking? Because the whole connection with the young man in this character, he's 17, almost 18, and the opening line is incredible. You know, that says, you know, he doesn't remember everything.
The last thing I remember is now.
Is now. Yeah. So he's lost his memory, but this whole connection with, you know, Henry David Thoreau, yes, and the whole thing with Walden. Where did this little spark start?
Well, I wish I could say that I did tons of exhaustive research and decided that this is Thoreau is the one, but in reality, it wasn't until the book was already accepted for publication that I was talking to someone about it, and they asked me that very question: where did this come from? And I said, oh my gosh, this is my story.
So as we mentioned, no spoilers, because when he does realize who he is and what was the trauma that made him have the amnesia or go into that sort of that state, we do find out, and this is where the Naperville connection comes in, that he's from Naperville.
Yes.
And he's a 17-year-old, almost turning 18, a senior, but he goes to Naperville South High School.
I made it up. I know there isn't one.
No. But you mentioned so many things about Naperville in this book, about Hank, Danny.
Yeah.
But, you know, you put the Naperville Sun in there and the Riverwalk.
Yeah, I did.
So what fun was that for you to put this place where you live for how many years did you live
we
here?
lived here. We lived in Naperville and loved it for 7 years. We were heartbroken to leave, but my husband's job took us back to, we originally come from the Boston area. But it was so much fun. And I was literally, I was thinking, okay, where am I going to make him be from originally? Write what you know. People always say, write what you know. So I was like, oh, I'm going to make it Naperville. I loved Naperville. I'm going to bring Naperville into the story. And I'm so glad I did, because it's allowed me to come back here and, to have this connection here, which is, I spent so much time at this very bookstore when I lived here. Always loved it. And so this is such a thrill.
What do you hope that teens or any reader will take away from this book when they turn that last page? I
hope, and it's a deep down hope that the kids will read this and want to, you know, I love my iPhone and my MacBook as much as anybody could, but I hope it will just inspire them to set those things aside and go outside and go. I mean, the thing I feel about nature is what the stuff we're made of. That's what Thoreau kept saying to us. This is the most real thing that there is, and you are also that part of that.
Wow, that was great with Cal Armistead, a former Naperville resident. Her first young adult novel is called Being Henry David. Some of it's in Naperville. Back to you, Jen.
Thanks, Becky. If you're interested in the full interview with Cal Armistead, visit our website at nctv17.com for a list of airtimes.